dear learners. Welcome to the official YouTube channel of SRN International School, Jaipur, Rajasthan. I am Faculty of Sociology at SRN International School. Today, in this video, I will be explaining the topic Demographic Structure of the chapter Demographic Structure of Indian Society of Grade 12. Reference has been taken from NCERT Sociology. So let's begin. What is demography? Demography is the systematic study of population. The term is of Greek origin and is composed of the two words demos, people, and graphin, to describe, implying the description of people. Demography studies the trends and processes associated with population, including changes in population size, patterns of births, deaths, and migration, and the structure and composition of the population, such as the relative proportions of women, men, and different age groups. Students, there are varieties of demography, including formal demography and social demography. Formal demography includes a largely quantitative field, and social demography, which focuses on the social, economic, or political aspects of populations. All demographic studies are based on processes of counting or enumeration, such as the census or the survey, which involve the systematic collection of data on the people residing within a specific territory. Students. Now let's talk about what is formal demography. Is primarily concerned with the measurement and analysis of the components of the population change. Its focus is on quantitative analysis, for which it has a highly developed mathematical methodology, suitable for forecasting population growth and changes in the composition of population. Students. Population studies also studies statistical analysis of population, that is, total population, number of males, number of females, number of youth, working population, rural and urban data. That includes your quantitative data. Talking about social demography, students, it is also known as population studies. It, on the other hand, inquires into the wider causes and consequences of population structure and change. Social demographers believe that social processes and structures regulate demographic processes. Like sociologists, they seek to trace the social reasons that account for population trends, my dear students. Let us know some of the basic concepts. Birth rate, number of live births per thousand population. Most demographic concepts are expressed as rates or ratios in students. They involve two numbers. One of these numbers is the particular statistics that has been calculated for a specific geographical administrative unit. The other number provides a standard for comparison. For example, the birth rate is the total number of live births in a particular area. It could be an entire country, a state, a district, or other territorial unit during a specified period, usually a year, divided by the total population of that area in thousands. In other words, the birth rate is the number of live births per thousand population. The death rate is a similar statistic, expressed as the number of deaths in a given area during a given time per thousand population. These statistics depend on the reporting of births and deaths by the families in which they occur. Students. In fact, in most countries, including India, people are required by law to report births and deaths to the appropriate authorities. The local police station or primary health center in the case of villages, and the relevant municipal office in the case of towns and cities. Students. Let us proceed. When we talk of fertility rate, it refers to the number of live births per thousand women in the childbearing age group, usually taken to be 15 to 49 years. But like the other rates, this is a crude rate. It is a rough average for an entire population and does not take account of the differences across age groups. Talking about total fertility rate, the total fertility rate refers to the total number of live births that a hypothetical woman would have if she lived through the reproductive age group and had the average number of babies in each segment of this age group, as determined by the age specific fertility rates for that area, my dear students. Another way of expressing this is that the total fertility rate is the average number of births to a cohort of the woman up to the end of reproductive age period. Let us talk about infant mortality rate now. What is infant mortality rate, students? The infant mortality rate is the number of deaths of babies before the age of 1 year per thousand live births. Likewise, if we talk of the maternal mortality rate, the maternal mortality rate is the number of women who die in childbirth per thousand live births. High rates of infant and maternal mortality rate are an ambiguous indicator of backwardness and poverty, my dear students. Development is accompanied by sharp falls in these rates as medical facilities and levels of education awareness and prosperity increase. One concept which is somewhat related is that of life expectancy. This refers to the estimated number of years that an average person is expected to survive. Let us talk of demographic dividend, my dear students. The demographic dividend results from an increase in the proportion of workers relative to the non-workers in the population. In terms of age, the working population is roughly of that between 15 and 64 years of age. This working age group must support itself as well as those outside this age group, students. Now let us talk about what effect does it have. The demographic advantage or dividend to be derived from the age structure of the population is due to the fact that India is one of the youngest countries in the world, my dear students. That was all. I hope you all must have understood today's topic. Thank you so much, students. If you find it useful, share, like, comment, and do subscribe our channel.